And on that heat today on this Weather Impact Alert Day, let's check in with meteorologist Payton Malone.
Yeah, Mike, and Mother Nature may cool you off too with passing showers and thunderstorms, and not nearly as hot as it was yesterday. We are already tracking some storms. That'll be the case through Saturday. Main thing we're watching out for: frequent lightning and isolated street flooding here. It does not look like it's going to be a massive flood event for us. This is part of that tropical disturbance. Broad spin across the northern Gulf are sending these showers and thunderstorms our direction. We do have some new thunderstorms developing across the region. Closer look at the metro. You can see there, pretty good lightning storm popping up near Raceland and just south of Raceland there on LA1. Luling and out towards St. Charles Parish, got a thunderstorm developing down towards Des Allemands as well. We're dry in the city now, but I could see some storms popping up here this afternoon. North Shore, actually more widespread with the rain, up I-55 back through Covington and Mandeville. Madisonville's got a little thunderstorm, and Slidell, you're about to get a little shower. So if you are dry right now, make sure you've got an umbrella. There's a good shot you get rained on at some point today, and I think the highest chance will be about the next 4 hours or so, at least through the afternoon. Once we get into this evening, I think things are going to turn drier for a little while, and then could have a few more showers starting off Friday morning. So Friday morning drive, make sure you tune in right here. We'll let you know what the radar is looking like. Our flood risk overall with this disturbance nearby, it's isolated. I think today the showers and storms are moving. I still think tomorrow they're mostly moving. Now, what's interesting, Saturday, we get into that stagnant pattern where there's not a lot of movement in the atmosphere. So Saturday's flood risk actually could be a little higher with little movement in the atmosphere. Storms pop up, they have to rain themselves out, and this time of year they do produce heavy rain. So the feature overall not really changing our thinking here. The development chances and the thing, this thing become a depression, it doesn't seem very likely as it does travel through the northern Gulf. It'll actually be in Texas by Saturday. So it's got today and tomorrow to organize, but a problem with it right now is that it's battling a lot of wind shear. When you look at the visible satellite here, you don't have any organized low-level spin coming together. Now you've got some broad spin in here, but with that wind shear, and you can see how these upper level clouds are getting pushed away. See how thin and wispy they look? That tells you that there's a lot of upper level winds in the atmosphere. And so I think that's going to keep it rather unorganized for today. There's a very brief opportunity where the shear will drop off some later tomorrow into tomorrow evening. And that'll be a brief opportunity right in there for this thing to maybe spin up to a depression. But either way, doesn't really change the forecast. We're still just watching for passing showers. So broad under-organized low spinning south of us. It'll send us rain. Here we are Friday morning with a couple showers. Tomorrow afternoon, a couple more showers. Moves into Texas, and then here's your Saturday. Pop-up thunderstorm Saturday afternoon. We'll watch for some heavier rain, and then after that, things dry out and get much hotter next week. Rainfall totals, I think 1 to 3 inches across the entire area seems like a good bet. Isolated 4 to 6 inches, but again, that's not going to happen for everybody. Elsewhere, the tropics are fairly quiet, but I do see some signs that maybe these down here near the intertropical convergence zone where the equator winds meet, you get all these disturbed areas of weather, and models are trying to spin up a couple of these. That is normal. That's what we saw last week too, and it didn't blow up into anything. So that may be the next spot highlighted by the Hurricane Center. Either way, I don't think it's going to be our problem anytime soon, and just something to talk about at this point, but no stress about that either. So our next 7 days, the silver lining is while we've got rain around, it won't be nearly as hot. High temperature in the low 90s and upper 80s. Heat index about 100 degrees, but then that comes to an end. 94 Sunday, 96 Monday, 98 next Tuesday. Could be our hottest day so far this year, and that will easily feel like the 1-teens. Luckily, though, we do have some rain coming back in the forecast by the middle of next week. Our marine forecast, please be careful with these thunderstorms. They are producing frequent lightning, occasionally gusty winds as well, over 14 miles per hour. And that can get you in a problem if you're out there on a boat for that. High tide, that's going to happen right now through the early afternoon, and your low tide will happen later on tonight.